Hello, my name is Alfred Mattingly, and this is my assessment for Sci 806. Forgive me, I'm kind of having a problem with allergies today, if I sound kind of off. So the first learning objective for this course has to do with being able to obtain research knowledge and skills about the various methodologies and data analysis techniques we use. This is something I have a lot of experience and exposure in. This is kind of my comfort zone of psychology, in that I've had a lot of academic experience in it with the research projects I've done, with all the stats courses I've taken and have tutored in. And recently I've had a lot of experience professionally as well with my work in community mental health, as well as my capstone project and my internship. So this is definitely something I have a lot of experience in going into the class. However, there's always room for improvement and always a lot more to learn. So I'm excited to see what I can learn. Second objective has to do with selecting and implementing appropriate research methodologies and data analysis techniques for a given situation. This is something I've had a lot more experience in recently with the application of these things. In my internship and capstone project, I had to pick and choose and successfully implement various ways of doing research, various tools, various ways to do data analysis for different kinds of information and data for two different organizations. So that was some great experience I had. And recently, for my part-time job as a project manager for an internet entertainment conglomerate, I've also have been able to use some of these things in understanding the internet analytics of our various projects, from views on our videos to our activity on our social media accounts. So this is something that more recently I've had a lot of experience in. Finally, the last learning objective has to do with being able to communicate our research both in technical and non-technical ways. On the technical side, I have a lot of experience with this just because I've presented at several conferences, I've written a lot of reports and research papers, and so this is something that I have a lot of experience in on the technical side. On the non-technical side is where I believe I can improve the most from this class. Recently, I've given some more, not so much informal, but non-technical presentations for my internship and my capstone reports. And that was great experience, but I really need to expand on my skills of being able to communicate it in non-technical kind of layman's terms, since this will be a really valuable skill to have for my future practice. I've also set two goals for myself for this class. One of them has to do with understanding the research biases that exist in IO research, being able to understand what they are, how to avoid them when I do my own research, and also how to interpret them in the various articles and studies I read, so that my own understanding of it is not tainted by these biases, so that I can remain as impartial a researcher and practitioner as possible. Second goal has to do with being able to communicate about research and communicate research itself across various cultures. As the world gets more globalized and there are fantastic opportunities to work with a lot of very diverse individuals, I think it's important to understand how research is done and how it's understood and valued in other cultures. How quantitative and qualitative research, what those look like in other cultures, how it's analyzed in other cultures, and how it's understood. So these are really important goals for me to help me be a better researcher and practitioner for my future practice. And needless to say, I'm very excited about the course. So thank you very much for the opportunity to grow.